bit of light? Can I have more darkness? The darkest of the darkness. Yeah. Natasha, can you turn those lamps off right there? Maybe. Hey y'all. Oh, that feels good. First of all, I thoroughly enjoyed that journey that my brother Kim took us on. And I'm happy that I got to enjoy it with all of you all. Good job. Good work, bro.
That's my brother right there. Indeed. Good job, Kim.
Yeah, Kim, so Kim and since we cut the lights off, y'all can't see the other person. Kim and this guy here, the shadow man. We're in a band together called Producing a Kind of Generation. And aside from that band, I left Louisville in 2010. I have an older brother. He was murdered and left in our front yard, 2010. So when he got killed, it kind of fried my brain a little bit, and I was in the streets and wrapped up in some I don't know, kind of life-threatening activity. So I packed up a backpack. I think I had like $200, and I'm moving to Lexington. And I moved to Lexington and was homeless and was in one of my homegirl's apartments on her couch, and she knew these guys. And she introduced me to them by way of a clothing boutique. And there was like 20 of us at one point. And and then the tides turned and the sea shifted and twisted in myriad ways, and that ended up just being us three, still doing our thing together. So I'm gonna be rapping. I love the art of language, communication, expression. When I'm not literally using words talking to communicate with someone else, I'm talking to the universe, or to the clouds, or to the trees, or singing a song, or finding a melody, or just talking. I like to communicate. So this is an arena that I have practiced this mode of expression for, I don't know, probably 20 years. Just words and streams of consciousness accompanied by rhythm. All of the production that you're gonna hear me rapping over, talking over, it's stuff that my band and I played in rehearsal. Before we start doing our songs, we jam for 45 minutes to an hour. And afterwards, listen to the jams and okay, that's the beat right there. Cut that, loop it, cool, we got a beat. So there's no, although I'm just rapping over what to you sounds like, like a beat, there's like no computers involved in this process. Like all of this instrumentation was played with our hands, and then I sat with it and wrote feelings from that week, or from, those couple weeks, because some of these, verses took 8 or 9 days to wrap up. So I'm gonna get to it. Thank you all for listening. Trigger warning, this is very, very much rooted in an impoverished Black experience. So it's not a shameful trigger warning at all. I'm just letting you know if you feel if you're not Black and you feel a little sweat or something on your neck, don't take it personal. I still love you the same. But there are things happening in this world that are not okay. And I talk about those types of things. And I know that no one in this room has anything to do with it. Maybe. I like to think they don't. But we're gonna address some of those things. I need some water. Can anybody do that for me? Yeah, I rode my bike here from 44th and Greenwood.
No, that's right, baby. That's you. You call it up to it.
Yeah, like a 7-mile bike ride against the wind.
That's easy though.
And I felt like a sailor on the open sea.
You need some sails.
And you know, I like to be free and like ride without my hands. I take my hands off in the wind, like, so I almost fell a couple of times. But let's tell the story. I'm gonna tell the story. Kim, let's do this. I sound okay? My voice sound cool?
Yeah, you sound good.
What about now?
You sound thirsty.
Hey, okay. I sound thirsty. Drop it. Check. Yeah. Oh, that sub is hitting, Mark. That's good bass. Y'all can hear me, correct? Good, good. Check. Okay. Try to take y'all to some places. Check. I don't need nobody to vouch for me. In 03 we was in Park Hill, where those pissy couches be. These dudes be playing both sides like they Palpatine. I done seen folks die when morals collapse to greed. Where I'm from, conflicts of interest end up in casualties. I only rock with the fam, you rock with faculty. Yep, there's a big difference between it. When I tell my people I love them, they know I really mean it. The path for which I was chosen wasn't scenic. We don't reach adulthood without being subpoenaed. There's nights that I wish that I really wouldn't have seen it. Kilos, money counters, purple leaders in the freezer. It may take a whole lifetime to unlearn that. Generational curses destined to serve crack. But life's just a blink inside the eye of eternity. Blink once you're a billionaire, blink twice you work at Burger King. Life's one false movement in the botched burglary. Because of that, I don't take my hardships personally. I approach my days with a sincere sense of urgency. On my own accord, I can't let no being burden me. Before I let them control me, they gon' have to murder me. By that point, it'll be a martial law emergency. They look to kill the prophet so they don't bother the herds of sheep. Until the meek rise up against the shepherds. Here on behalf of the back whips of my ancestors. To penetrate pop culture, my purpose clandestine. A light bearer and dark skin like a demon lurking deeper than the reverend. But to the far left of the spectrum, my melanin kin been chastised by oppression. Clawing tooth and nail, trying to gain a little leverage. They don't want to see me sail, poking holes in the boat. Little do they know about my light alone I can float. Keep floating, so I'm floating. Check. Look, links for the jam session was humbling. Heard the melody in my mind but kept fumbling. It takes time to execute the vibes that we come up with. Isn't that about an egotistical bit? A late bloomer was hustling, you were with your tutor. The muzzle lit, then a speck of light hit his tumor. Wow, I am the 99 percentile. Like get foul, you play too close to my follow through. Had to breathe and slow my steps up like doctors do. Got them checking out all my moves, my posturals. If you ain't no better, you may think that I taught a few. Sun, south, A's on my cloud nines is a good days. Catch you checking out all my moves, my posturals. If you ain't no better, you may think that I taught a few. Sun, south, A's on my cloud nines is a good days. Yeah. That's the cool, right? I'm pretty good at that. Pretty good at that. Cool. I'm gonna jump straight into the second one, then we're gonna chat for a little bit. If anyone has any questions about any of the content, feel free to raise your hand. It's very intimate. I'm a teacher. I want to communicate and make sure you understand what we're talking about. You said, what's a kilo? 1,000 grams of something, whatever that something is for you. Give me that. 1,000 grams of fruities. In the projects we wore bandanas and long shorts. Sold drugs, shot straps, let's get it all sports. Got the blood of Kunta Dread in my roots. Hunched over at the dice game, scuffing my boots. I ain't never made one claim that wasn't the truth. I ain't never made one claim that wasn't. Check. Viasa through the week, on the weekends I do the end. Oh no, it's him again, showed off on the swing. Women thinking I'm Dominican, pedal for 30-something miles just to feel the wind again. Shot dice on the beach in white t-shirts and Timberland. In Marvin's first floor apartment, I was the heart of the project. My childhood memories are so hard to part with. I need a rat tail comb just to move on, if it's even possible. Dead on the scene, he ain't make it to the hospital. On a road trip listening to books on Audible. Cause I refuse to listen to these whack rappers. There's gotta be a way that we can sue them for malpractice. Like a South American sheep alpaca beat full of bars. Y'all telling tall tales and they might reach the stars, but they won't reach the trenches. Well, we know the difference between what's real and what's blatantly fictitious. Them numbers ain't adding up, we need more specifics. One time I was driving across the country for the ticket. I stopped in North Dakota at a Chick-fil-A. Was their first time seeing color, just like in The Giver. Eternity is right now, according to the river. You see yourself as a dark thought, as the vendor. Skin dots on a ninja, kale in the blender. Eating food for thought, that's a smart dinner. Every day's another fight when you a contender. I meditate to find light through the harsh winter. Ain't no escaping emotions, just gotta dive in them and work our way through the waves like synchronized swimmers. Like the nomadic sea gypsies in the Philippines, talking to the water to see what my feelings mean. In tune with the mystics, sketch versions in hieroglyphic. Christians told the story of Jesus from the Egyptians and set the foundation for modern day politicians. False prophets pretending altering the scriptures. Propaganda, social media subscriptions. The revolution will be streamed for you all to witness. 1099, place a bet on who will survive. Don't miss the action. Whatever happened to rapping, used to write bars, then you at home double tapping your life's an Instagram caption. To tell all signs humanity is moving backwards. Moonwalking like Michael Jackson, perpetual cold wars. Whether down on my own too, then live crawling on all fours. Straddling poverty lines, looking at my watch, it's gotta be time. But I don't have a watch, I got a sundial. Syrian, I'm a Street Dre, practicing my sundial. Hey, I don't have a watch, I got a sundial. Syrian, I'm a Street Dre, practicing my sun. Hey, 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 hey. Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a lot of thank y'all. So I'll talk a lot about make some yogic references. I'll do a lot of yoga and teach some yoga in my spare time. I'm gonna make some hustle references because I spent 20 years of my life in the streets hustling to survive in the alleyways. Making it make sense. I'm gonna make a lot of world affair and what most people call political as a victim of oppression. It's just human rights to me. So I'm gonna make a lot of human rights references. And we're just gonna talk the human experience openly and candidly. And I want you all to know that if there's any perspective or anything that I express that you do not agree with, I'm really, really, really okay with that. And I'm never looking to attack anyone with my perspective or point of view. I'm just expressing these things because if I don't express them or get them out, then the energy manifests itself in not so great ways. That's just how it works. So this is a productive means of expression to get out challenging feelings and emotions and trauma so that I don't get off work and go to the bar and have 6 Old Foresters. I'd rather do it this way, pick my guitar up, or whatever. So just hear me out and keep an open heart and open mind and some curiosity, and I'll be sure to do the same if you and I happen to have a conversation. Aside from listening. Drop it, Kimmy G.
Ready for friends.
Yeah. Check. To the children in those Congolese traps. Check. To the children in those Congolese traps. Making cell phones so that we can scroll apps. Once your lungs go black, they can't go back. Nah, please forgive us for that. We got blood on our hands, we got whips on our back. The dichotomy is dynamic, it's sickening in fact. Landlords raising rent, but paying less taxes. Throwing us in the streets, trying to erase blackness. Pretending that they liberal, they just trying to get a vote. A century ago, you would've hung me with a rope. The same time Reagan and was pursuing Pablo. Same time Blaze Compaoré split his brother's throat and let the French take control of Burkina Faso. Another brother that betrayed his own because the devil promised him a throne. Kingdoms built on ancient burial grounds, runaways sniffed out by the master's hound. To the mothers that would live like Seth and Beloved, I can't imagine your pain and certainly can't judge it. Nah, I made drug deals in public just to make a living. I promise I didn't love it. I put my scale down and now my words hold the weight. Grateful that I have the strength to learn from my mistakes. Giving my all because it can end any given day. But even in the end, those days were still given. I'm just trying to lead a life worth living in the kitchen on Thanksgiving. I'm the one telling the truth about the pilgrims to the children. Our cousins was brought here on ships back in the day, and they were lucky if they died on the way. For a while I had a hard time hiding my faith. Pictures of white Jesus and I saw the lies in his face. Living in my mind is easier than trying to escape. Half the time I seem present, but I'm not, no. I'm astral projecting through the cosmos, breaking the strands of time like I'm Pop Smoke. I wanna say another one gone too soon, but energy don't die, it just shifts and moves. The universe does what it has to do, so try not to feel like it's attacking you. We all have to learn to be adaptable, cause it could be your turn out the blue. Check. The universe does what it has to do, so try not to feel like it's attacking you. We all have to learn to be adaptable, cause it can be your turn out the blue. Yeah. Don't even go to that yet. I want to talk some context real quick though. I want to talk a little context. You can go stop there for a second. So we're scrolling these phones, right? They got these 5 iPhone batteries that last for 7 days. You can be on an island abandoned, your iPhone won't die. And a lot of these phones are filled with particular minerals, and cobalt being one of those. And it's heavily minded in the Congo by little African children. And they're dying so we can be on IG and get the newest iPhone. So even with me being a descendant of slaves, I'm still perpetuating slavery. Just texting, calling, the things that we do in this first world, we don't really understand how this westernized first world affects the rest of the globe. And the stuff that we seeing on the news and on the Instagram, your algorithm, all of that is controlled. That's all of that is controlled. We're seeing what they want us to see. All the conflicts and the wars that we know about, that we see are happening, those things are still manipulating us. Those things are still swaying who's going to be in office and who's not going to be in office. So we got to get off of this and start, digging a little deeper and, finding and doing the research and figuring out, what's really happening. What's really happening in the world, just not here. Because there's a whole lot going on for us to have a full tank of gas in our Cybertruck and to talk on an iPhone. You have no idea how much blood it took to make that whack-ass truck. You have no idea how much blood it took to make that whack-ass truck. That's not an opinion. That's just how it is kind of thing. We got any of my homies there? We got some readers. Anyone heard of Toni Morrison?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, black female novelist, won the Nobel Prize for Literature. She got a book called Beloved.
Beloved.
Anybody read Beloved?
Yes.
To the mothers that were moved like Setha and Beloved, I can't imagine your pain and certainly can't judge it. She was a slave. Somebody bought her freedom for her. She had 2 kids. Somebody bought her freedom. And then one of the master's henchmen was like, nah, that contract's null and void. She don't get to be free. And after 8 or 9 months, he hunts her down, right? And she sees the white man, master's henchman, walking up through the grass, and she grabs her baby and runs off in the shed and kills her kid because she don't want her kid to end up being a slave. So yeah, like I said, I can't imagine her pain. I certainly can't judge it. I feel the same way about my son in the first world. I do not want him to experience the life that I've experienced. And I am slaving to make sure that don't happen. What we got next? Verasana?
Yeah.
Hey, this is sweet. This has a lot of references to, I took a trip to Italy with my love, my buddy, my friend. Boom. Yeah, I was at Italy. I'm from the projects. I was in Rome.
That's crazy.
I don't know about that. I was literally in the projects. I was in Rome. Hey, look, I asked Natasha. I only took one outfit to Italy. I just had one outfit, but a all black sweatsuit.
Trap
We was
fit.
out there trapped out in Rome. Yeah. Gonna drop this joint. Yeah. Check. Cool. That's hitting right there. 808's hitting.
Hey, like a motherfucker.
I just traveled across the globe, cracking the Da Vinci Code, and I pack more books than I pack clothes. It ain't how you look, it's more about what you know. Don't tell them your secrets, I'm not saying that I believe it. Hypothetically speaking, though, you see what happened to Jesus. How Rico did Mitch, put effort in the backstabbing just to be a snitch. Forgot my Polaroid, I'm at the Pantheon piss. Back in the room, lighting the mood, reading Kurt Vonnegut. Meditate for a few and forget what the problem is. It's all in the past, there ain't nothing that I can do now. Life taught me attempts at attachment are all futile. My yoga teacher told me grab 2 blocks and 2 towels, cause I might need those. Let go of your ego at the front of the mat and Verasana, that's hero. After the flow, I grab me some soup, I do the miso. Mind, body, soul, we a group, yeah, that's the trio. John Mayer, Steve Jordan, and Pino Palladino. Black sweatsuit with the hood incognito. Don't get it misunderstood, I live by the Chico. Wanna know what that mean, huh? Can't imagine the things that I really see, huh? Now we're from trapping to traveling over the seas, huh? Reading yoga classes and teaching people to breathe. I'm not totally convinced that this isn't a lucid dream, a version of the Truman Show, but you viewing me on the screen. Simulation or not, this may be all that we got. I take the little they give and I turn it into a lot. Like Santiago in the tea shop, is it alchemy? I'm the baby Michael Jackson held over the balcony. Just like the king, these white folks got it out for me. That melanin gleam make them perceive themselves doubtfully. It's not our job to make you feel secure. Don't bring your drama to us, take it to Sigmund Freud. There's enough going on, though we don't want a war. At this point I feel like it may be hard to avoid. Look, the slave labor in the prisons, Yemeni malnutrition, Syrian drone strikes, Israeli ballistic missiles, white hooded grand wizard, American terrorism. Careless politicians asking us to bear with them, while they use our tax dollars to go and bomb them a village. Who you kidding? Certainly not me. Some make the conscious decision to purposely not see what's going on. When I grew up on Marvin, I remember roaches in my mama's project apartment. She put a towel on the door, thinking that it would stop them. Fried bologna sandwich, chicken flavored top ramen. It was cuisine for a black teen in the ghetto regime. Elohim, peace to the God, descendants of kings. It was cuisine for a black teen in the ghetto regime. Elohim, peace to the God, descendants of kings. Hey! Yo, no lie, 2001, we was in Park Hill, 1743 Pack Court, building M in the back, we was in the bricks, and I remember one time, so I brought the towel on the door, because I'll never forget this. I was like 10, that was the same year the Chili Peppers did the MTV Video Music Awards. I remember that. And we had a legal cable, you know what a legal cable is?
Come on.
When the dude come and fuck with the power line, you give him like $70, you got cable for the whole year.
Yes,
Everybody in the projects had that. Well, one night we in there watching TV, me and mom, whatever, some boob, whatever, going to the kitchen. I'm about to give me some noodles together and some shit. In the cabinet where the noodles is on, I reached for the motherfucking cabinet door, and there was a roach in there on the cabinet that looked like a motherfucking bird. The roach was so big that I told my mom, come look at, I call her Kim, what, get this out of here. I wasn't about to bother. And she said it so casual. It was as both shook. She was like, just leave it alone, Andre, to go away. The motherfucker was so big, we just pretended like it wasn't there. And just went back to watching TV. Ain't no noodles tonight, ain't no nothing. And then we came back the next day, and it wasn't there. So the motherfucker might have opened the doorknob and just walked down the street. That's how big it was. What's next? War on Drugs? Yo, this has a bar in it that I cannot get for nothing. I changed that bar, but there's another bar. Like the last four. I might not rap the last 4 bars of this, but there's some important shit that I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna give y'all the first bit of it. Cool. Yep, go for it. You're a beast. Yeah. This is called the War on Drugs. Anybody ever heard of that concept? The War on Drugs? What happened? Yeah. Cool. Let's chat about some things. Look, they're trying to force feed us propaganda. I'm not nodding my head to mediocre white rappers. I'm not standing for national anthems, we still slaves. You want me to believe that if I vote, the system will change? Our people still working dead-end jobs for less than a livable wage. Buying designer before we get our bills paid. Cause it's hard to accept the poverty. To be honest, I've been broke for a while and it don't bother me. I watch good movies and I keep something bomb to eat. Read good books and do yoga 6 times a week. Meditate in the mornings and pray before I go to sleep. Speaking of food though, I couldn't help but notice it. There ain't no fresh fruit inside that West End grocery. The sure is a lot of liquor though and overpriced gas. Not sure what it all means, I just thought that I might ask. When I was young they used cartoons for those cigarette ads. Then they had the nerve to start the war on drugs. You gotta ask yourself though, is that what it really was? Or was it really just a war on niggas? Gated communities filled with a whole lot of contradiction. But y'all make it up to be something different, y'all estheticians. Ain't no way you'll convince us that we really the problem. We ain't stole no land and we ain't done no bombing. We got O.J. Simpson, y'all got Jeffrey Dahmer. The great white hopes for Epstein in the Bahamas. My tax dollars going to the war against Hamas. So crap protesting genocide. My money won't go towards Israeli apartheid. I'm just making excuses to get some extra cheese. Cause my 9 to 5 don't cover my basic needs. Start a non-profit to help my community. To find myself under IRS scrutiny. Every month we get hit with a renewal fee. Trying to own my name, image, and likeness. Protect myself from all of the whiteness. It's impossible. Can't make a living without obstacles. And if you ask for help, then they gon' laugh at you. U.S. involvement with colonizations out in Africa. I'm gonna let that ride. Cool. If you ask for help, they're gonna laugh at you. U.S. involvement with colonizations out in Africa. Try to kill me if you want to, but I won't be silenced. I'm not a violent man, but I am a man of violence. Learn the way of the land if you intend to survive it. Simply by being American. Man, woman, baby, whatever you are a being of violence. So understand that. Any war happening in this world, we have something to do with it. We pressing buttons all around the world. So we can be as woo-saw as we want. You walk out that front door in America, you are a being of violence. And if you intend to survive it, you gotta learn the way of the land. Like they say, if everybody's on a highway speed and you going 30 miles an hour, you're gonna be the one getting ran over. Cool. Yeah, so you gotta learn the ways. You gotta learn the ways if you wanna manipulate it and maneuver through it in a meaningful way. Drop it, King G. Okay. Right here? I'm here? Yeah. I don't mean to be rude, but none of you dudes can get with me. I mean it quite literally. I just landed in Italy. My cell phone don't work out here. Near the Tyrrhenian Sea. Maybe take some time to go brush up on your geography. 10th Street Dre apostrophe. After the E, came a long way from peddling weed for Tennessee. I'm peddling crack with Dirty Dre on 26th Street. That's where I first met Jeremy and Red. God bless their souls. 20 years later and both of them dead. The streets are caught up with them both. But every time that I saw them, I let them know that I love them. We all know that those types of losses are all a part of the hustle. We were young dudes swinging from the vines in the heart of the jungle. Twisting our fingers, throwing up signs in the party with a bundle. Now I'm meditating on the mountain. This transformation is astounding. And my life goal is just lotus pose. I don't need no thousands. Picture my life and panoramic picture. I'm iron bossing up for arm balance. Making the most of my moments. There's a power chiller you on view at the moment. I need to see it. Rainy day yoga at the park on a wet mat. Easy sweatsuit, 60 for the set, jet black. Strange times that we living in. Tax dollars killing children. Bombing hospital buildings. Hamas fighting off the pilgrims. Death toll in the millions. Uncle Sam killing the civilians. White men keep playing God, thinking they Marcus Aurelius. Until the real hit, yeah, until the storm come. We seen it all before. Like we telling fortunes, another house foreclosed, the poor left without a home. Red line segregation, condominium gentrification. Senior citizens working the day shift, and dead-end jobs that they can't quit. While these billionaires are building spaceships, cause they know that the end is adjacent. Rich men getting faceless, they all afraid of aging. But there ain't no escaping the blaze of hell that awaits them. Peace to the Haitians, one of the few revolutions that made it. I died for liberation before I pretend I'm okay with enslavement. They tried to pay the natives after what they did to Mount Rushmore, but they won't accept the payment because the principle is worth much more. Our struggle is a part of yours. Egotism got us all at war, like goth rock gotta find a cure. Why does love seem so obscure? Yeah. Our struggle is a part of yours. Egotism got us all at war, like goth rock gotta find a cure. Why does love seem so obscure? My blood no different than yours. How much more can we afford to lose? How much more can we afford to lose? Okay. Okay. There's a power chiller tune on view at the MoMA. I need to see it. Yo, my favorite painting of ever is called Hide and Seek by a painter named Pavel Chilichu, a Russian guy. And the MoMA's had it forever. I've been there multiple times, but it's never been on display. It's never been on display. I went a bunch of times before I was broke and it wasn't on display. It was like on back somewhere in the garage or something. And now I'm broke and I cannot get there and it's on display. The universe works in sick ways. God. Give me something else. Hey! Check. My ancestors had shackles on their wrists and on their ankles. I'm highlighting passages from Viktor Frankl. These dudes will steal your style and forget to thank you. American culture is nothing but appropriation. Look, I grew up in Kentucky by the river embankment. Where the water's all dirty, you'll get sick if you drink it. Centuries ago, this land belonged to the natives. The whiskey that you love came from black enslavement. The same blood built the track where those horses racing. Look, her brother's only good for sports and entertainment. They love to hear us rap and see us on the stages. Yeah, all the Jack Harlows, the Chaz and Davids. This is their Coliseum, we're the gladiators. So I guess that makes me Russell Crowe then. And you would be Joaquin, or is it Joaquin? Call it what you want, I'm gonna call it what it is. Most of my homeboys died back when we were kids. You at home watching Menace, thinking it's a gimmick. My people in the streets being murdered and convicted of non-violent crimes that carry a life sentence. Meanwhile, who y'all think making the fentanyl? I hate to tell y'all those politicians involved. Johnson & Johnson sponsoring campaigns. So why is it so bad when white folks sell cane? I can't burn a bridge, I never need to run it back. Can't fuck that bar up. Johnson & Johnson sponsoring campaigns. So why is it so bad when black folks deal cane? Is that the war on drugs we talking about? Is that the war on drugs we talking about? Where is fentanyl coming from? Fentanyl, public enemy number one. Who's making it? Johnson & Johnson. Who's sponsoring Donald Trump? Johnson & Johnson. Oh, okay. From the top, give me that.
I'm with you.
Ain't got no choice but to be. It's real.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's so unfair, right? But it's where we at. We're here now. We're here now. We're here now. My ancestors had shackles on their wrists and on their ankles. I'm highlighting passages from Viktor Frankl. These dudes will steal your style and forget to thank you. American culture is nothing but appropriation. Look, I grew up in Kentucky by the river embankment. Where the water's all dirty, you'll get sick if you drink it. Centuries ago, this land belonged to the natives. The whiskey that you love came from black enslavement. The same blood built the track where those horses racing. Look, her brothers only good for sports and entertainment. They love to hear us rap and see us on the stages. Yeah, all the Jack Harlows and Chaz and Davis. This is their Coliseum with the gladiators. So I guess that makes me Russell Crowe then. And you would be Joaquin, now is it Joaquin? Call it what you want, I'm gonna call it what it is. Most of my homeboys died back when we were kids. You at home watching Menace, thinking it's a gimmick. My people in the streets being murdered and convicted of non-violent crimes that carry a life sentence. Meanwhile, who y'all think making the fentanyl? I hate to tell y'all, those politicians involved. Johnson & Johnson sponsoring campaigns. So why is it so bad when black folks sell cane? I can't burn a bridge I never need to cross. As long as I spread truth, I never see it lost. Look, we'll never cross paths cause I'm in the streets doing pull-ups on a lamppost while you still asleep. Look, I withstand the winter and embrace the heat. The way of the land is give more than you keep. I make a way for you and God makes a way for me. Krishna told Arjuna sometimes war is the way to peace. But don't act on impulse, gotta move patiently. Like Diego Rivera painting a revolution. I dedicate my art to changing the institution. Nah, I am not a puppet for pop culture amusement. The language of suffering, I can speak it fluent. I'm a light bearer, leading breath and movement to a broken people, bringing them towards congruence. The spiritual practice predates the ancient ruins. Picture the people of Machu Picchu, sun saluting. A monk on fire protesting the persecution of Vietnamese Buddhists. Needless to say, the coup was supported by the U.S. But you knew that. And if you don't, you do now.
Another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another one.
And we here now. Yeah. Yeah, cut that okay. You know I have my little chats. I mentioned passages from Viktor Frankl. Anyone, have you read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl?
What is it?
Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl?
Yeah, long time ago.
Y'all read that? Incredible book. So he is he's a psychologist psychologist. And he goes to a concentration camp. And he is basically working as his own psychologist while he's writing this book and just telling the way that he was able to survive a concentration camp. Observing his own emotions, observing his own thoughts, how they shifted and how they changed, observing the emotions of the people that are around him. He was like, he could look at someone and tell, like, okay, that person's gonna die. In the body language and in the posture. And it's called Man's Search for Meaning. And he basically talks about the willingness to live, like finding something meaningful to pursue, being like paramount if you want to survive out here. If you can't find a meaningful pursuit, the world will swallow you whole and spit you out. So Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. If anybody wants some perspective, it's a really, really, really powerful book. And it's just like this thick. It's a short one. Hit it up, hit it up, hit it up, hit it up. Yeah, this one's a bit more introspective. Storytelling. This reminds me of an Isley Brothers joint. This chord progression's hot, I guess that's besides the point. Take me back to them old days in Granny's Nissan. When I was a young boy, I had support that I could lean on. But things didn't go right, and they often didn't. My pops went to prison, we drove to Vermont to go visit. I feel like this beat should be a love song. But love's just like life, it don't last long. So when I write about love, it's a sad song. So I tend to focus on the pain that reminds me that I'm alive. Talk about the hardships, the hustling and homicide. Not because it sells, but because I know it well. I was 12 with a 9 milli resting on my belt. Really was 13, but times go by fast. The light from the muzzle's like a photo flash before it captures your life and then ends it. So when you walk out the door with your intention, can't be wandering aimlessly around henchmen. Gotta have a purpose or a mission to get up at this quicksand. Crooked cops and politicians showing a good hand, cutting the cars. Red, white, and blue picket signs stuck in the yard. Trying to make an honest living, but they making it hard. It's a full-time job being black and alive. It takes audacity to do more than survive. My homie Section 8 application just got denied. She got a month to find a home, how she gon' be outside? And she got 2 kids, she just caught me crying. Man, I feel like this joint should be a love song. But love's just like life, it don't last long. So when I write about love, it's a sad song. So I tend to focus on the pain that reminds me that I'm alive. I tend to focus on the pain that reminds me when I survive. Yeah, you and I, man, search for meaning. Ain't throwing the towel and that pain was for nothing. I gotta make it mean something. Has to. What's this? Joy of life? This is Joy of life? Oh, another Fire Pain, The Joy of Life by Henry Matisse. Such a beautiful artist. Yeah. Exploring the joy of life like I'm Henry Matisse. You seen that joy out? It's bad. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Put it on the screen, Al.
Yeah. How my shoes end up off though? I ain't even peep when I split them off. Yeah. The pressure building up like a submarine with a loose ball. You don't know until it's too late and everything is slow. Like you stepped on a nail, you gon' feel it in your soul. You ever walk through the rain to make it sail in the cold? I ain't talking Avon, I'm talking Barksdale. Rest in peace, my brother Briscoe from Mount Clarksdale. When I ride through the east, I always think of him. When I ride on the beat, it's like I'm singing hymns. Brick shots in the tree poles, I spread my limbs and let them wave in the wind for a balance challenge. That's what life is, trying to find meaning by day for what the night did. Everything is everything, like Lawrence saying. And the pain is universal, no foreign exchange. If hurt was a currency, my financial status wouldn't be what it is currently. But in this karmic cycle, you gotta earn your keep. The signs all around that you gotta learn to peep. It's not about survival, it's about evolution. What you're willing to sacrifice determines what you get. Better yet, it determines who you are. Many nights I spent on my back looking at the stars. I wonder who I am in those alternate dimensions. Am I on my yoga mat breathing, practicing retention? Or am I on a corner in need of an intervention? I'll embrace either role, just show me the way to go. The universe sees further than you could ever know. As long as I have a heart, I'ma have a home. Reigning eternal in the sun god's inferno. Content with the natural order of things. Flowers grow from the storms that the spring brings. It'll be a hot summer, missiles fly by the horizon. Meet me in Valhalla, I'm going out riding. Mother Earth won't leave, she'll be the sole survivor. Like a lover in a eulogy, we're all at her pointing fingers confusedly, avoiding mirrors, blaming everybody but you and me. The mood is one of solemnity. I just booked a flight out to Italy. When you live right, you die with dignity. Yoga at night on the beach is a different piece. Exploring the joy of life like I'm Henry Matisse. But even when I leave, my heart's still stuck in the streets. When sirens and the gunshots used to sing me to sleep. It's so ghetto. I said even when I leave, my heart's stuck in the streets. When sirens and the gunshots used to sing me to sleep. It's so ghetto. Staying alive is a sport, I got the gold medal. Yeah. Cool. So you know, like in the hood, you got your friends, y'all compete, y'all play sports and all of that, y'all have fun, play video games, y'all compete with each other. So the thing that I beat all of my childhood friends at is staying alive. Everybody I grew up with is dead. My best friends, I met them when I was grown men, because my childhood best friends are not here. So, staying alive is a sport. I got the gold medal. How we came up, that's the real thing. Like, it's not no pretentious, cool, gangster rap, violence type of wave. You know, just imagine you start this journey together, you got your tribe, you got your people, and y'all hop in this van, we're gonna go across the whole world, we're gonna see the world together. And every morning you wake up and there's one person missing from the van. And you started off in the back of the van as a pup, and now you're driving the van with your Miles Davis on by yourself. You get what I'm saying? That's a real thing. It's our last song, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Bet.
Y'all killed it.
Thank you, brother. Cool. Anybody seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire? I'm sorry, I keep throwing the art shit. I love art. I do. I read books and watch movies, and you know, I'm listening to conspiracy podcasts all day. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck I got myself into in the moment. Like, let me know. I want to be in the know. Like, who the fuck signed me up for this? So I'm listening in case someone slips up and tells me the name of the motherfucker that put me here. Yeah, that's a beautiful love story. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. This beautiful painter gets hired to go and paint like this princess royalty chick, and the royalty chick's supposed to be getting married to this dude, so she's painting her wedding portrait. But tell me why the sneaky little painter woman made the girl fall in love with her. So y'all think it be y'all dudes that need to watch out for the homegirls, for real. That's who's gonna catch you slipping and end up with your wife. That's all I took from the movie. No, I'm just kidding. It was a good one. Throw me in there, Kimmy G.
Sharper scissors.
Yeah. Check. Feeling existential. Watching Portrait of a Lady on Fire. First thing, if you haven't seen the film, you should try it. Then ask yourself, would you rather be loved or desired? And those concepts aren't mutually exclusive, of course. I'm just curious, if you had to make one, what would be your choice? Could you read between the lines, fill in the blanks with your mind? Like a novelist or an astrologist, predicting the end of time. Crying on my yoga mat, thinking about friends that died. Still I try to be kind and see this life through the children's eyes. It's hard when even the children are subject to genocide. Devils in disguise, wearing suits and ties. The schools lie about why they ban the bluest eye. White folks don't like to be scrutinized. It wasn't sexually explicit, she just called at the system. The white gays staring, glaring against us. They fill our streets with liquor, use our men to fill the prisons. They're doing slave labor, making boxes for Amazon shipments. The warden of the state jail in bed with Donald Trump. They had a meeting in Florida and they ate McDonald's lunch, discussing global affairs, oil and arms deals, and all the terroristic organizations that aren't real, looking to state claim the third world resources, distracting the mainland, passing bills on abortion while the cobalt industry is still reeling in a fortune. Ever since they killed Mike, black folks being voiceless. My people deal white cause we don't have no choices. What's the difference between Frank Lucas and Brown Foreman? The difference between a felon and a philanthropist. The difference between privilege and not having it. The difference is whose back you with. Look at the sentences black men get. 10 years for trafficking while a priest gets his wrist slapped again. You touching on another Catholic kid. The luck of the draw, are you Aryan? Stop at me. What's the difference between Frank Lucas and Brown Foreman? The difference between a felon and a philanthropist. The difference between privilege and not having it. The difference is whose back you whip. Look at the sentences black men get. 10 years for trafficking, while a priest gets his wrist slapped again for touching on another Catholic kid. The luck of the draw, are you Aryan or African? I did not get the skin by accident. This ancestral energy I've been channeling, tapping into Egyptian Kemetic practices. I move with intention, it's not haphazardous. Ill-equipped henchmen do not have half of this. The kids don't think we sampled this. I'm like Robert Johnson, finger-picking licks in the projects. I'm the alien that brought mathematics to the Aztecs. Before Cortez took Tenochtitlan, I'm meditating, I'm focusing. Ustrasana, heart opening, working toward my solar plexus. I feel it in my gut, no more butterflies moving in the right direction. My line work is so hectic and emotional, Max Beckman. The neighborhood that we grew up in was neglected. I drove units through Texas. You can ask any of my exes. We get truck stop Denny's breakfast, and I never ever missed the exit. Thank y'all.
Street Dre! Give it up one more time for Kim Williams! Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody for coming out tonight, man. This is, what a beautiful night, man. This is lovely. Lovely. Hey, I'm glad we got to share a night like tonight together. I'm glad we got to do this together in this room, man, and these folks. This is beautiful. What we're doing is important around here. None of us